How's it going, everybody? This is Darren with GuitarControl.com bringing you this video lesson. And today I've got three more riffs that are requested by you guys. So these are riffs that you guys left down in the comments on previous videos of stuff that you'd like to learn. So if you have ideas for riffs that you'd like to learn, be sure to leave them in the comments because I look through that stuff and I plan to kind of make this a regular thing. So be sure to click on the link in the description with the tabs, and let's get close up and take a look at these. Alright, so the first one we're going to look at is Tears Are Falling by Kiss. So, at the very beginning of this, I did make a slight alteration to it to make it so when you're playing it just by yourself, it sounds a little fuller. So, on this, at the beginning of it, the guitar is just playing this F sharp here on the 9th fret of the A string. So it's just like a 1, 2, and 3, and 4. And at the same time, the bass guitar is playing it here. Funny how to kind of get that full sound like that. You use what I've done is you put your first finger here on the 2nd fret of the low E, and then your 3rd finger on the 4th fret of the D string, and then let your first finger kind of mute the A string. And then you can kind of get both of that and get a little bit fuller sound. So that's like 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and then it's repeated 4 times. Then it goes into this other riff. So we're going to come up here to the 9th fret, and you're going to take your first finger and just bar it across the low E, A, and D string. And then actually all the way to the G string. Then you're going to take your 3rd finger and put it on the 11th fret of the D string and your pinky on the 11th fret of the G string. And we've got... And then we're going to keep our first finger there, but move our 3rd and 4th fingers down a set of strings. So still on the 11th fret, but we're moving down so we're on the A and D string. And then take those off in just the 9th fret of the A, D, and G string. And then back to the original chord. So it's like... like that. Then we're going to come down and we got just an E5 power chord. So first finger's on the 7th fret of the A string, 3rd finger's on the 9th of the D, and pinky's on the 9th of the G string. And we're going to hit this, and this is like the downbeat of 1 of, what would that be, the 4th measure it looks like. And so it's a dotted quarter note, so it's like 1, 2, and then on the and 2 we just move that down a whole step to D5. And that rings out for the rest of the measure. So it's like... And we're gonna do the dips on the whammy bar, just little ones. Then we move up on the next measure. We move up here to the 9th fret, so we're at 9 and 11, same strings, same timing, and we're gonna go from that back to the E5 with the dives. So. Alright, next we have a riff from the song Telegram by Nazareth. So this was one that was requested like several times now. I'd never heard this song before, and it's a pretty long song, and it's got a lot of just really kind of stretched out parts. Like the first 3.5 minutes of the song, there really isn't any guitar in there, except, unless you kind of count maybe if the guitar is just pedaling, like that, but I can't even really hear it. It's mostly like the bass. But then at about the 3.5 minute mark, this riff comes in that's kind of cool, so that's what I've chosen. So we start off with just the open low E string, and it's 8th note, so it's like beats 1 and 2. 1 and 2, and your palm muted. 1 and 2 and then for beat 3, we go to the 7th fret of the A string, and this is 16th notes, so it's like 3 and and then we hit it again as a quarter note on beat 4. So that's like the first measure. Then the second measure, we just do the same thing, but now this note moves from the 7th fret down to the 5th fret. Then to the 4th fret. And then we have here a bunch of overlaid guitars. So the first one goes 7 on the low E string, start at 7, and we pick that and hammer to 8 and then 10. And then we take that pinky and roll it up and pick up the 10th fret of the A string. Now, if you listen on the recording, you hear, and then another one an octave higher, da-da-da-da, another one, da-da-da-da. So what I've kind of done to make it so you can do all those together is, then we're going to move that shape and do the exact same thing, but starting on the 9th fret of the D string. And then we're going to move the same shape up again, starting on the 12th fret of the B string. So it's like... and then it just repeats. All right, and then the last one we have is Just Another Day by Dio. So this is from the Sacred Heart album. So it was kind of when Dio it was kind of a big fork in the road because Vivian Campbell had left, and I believe it was Rowan Robertson that played on this album. So it's kind of different, but I could be wrong. If I'm wrong on that, correct me in the comments. All right, so this is for Just Another Day. So we start off, we're just pedaling the low E string palm muted as 8th notes, and there's 3 measures of this. So it's like 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 2 and 3 and 2 and 3. And then starting on the second measure, go to the 3rd fret of the low E. So and this is 8th notes. So 1, and then on the and of 1 is the open string. Then we go to the 2nd fret, 2, and. So 1 and 2 and then the downbeat of 3, we go to the 2nd fret of the D string. The and of 3 is the D string open. And then the downbeat of 4, we just bar the 1st fret of the A and the D string. And then the and of 4 is to the 2nd fret. So that's the first 2 measures. All right, and then starting on the 3rd measure, this is kind of like where this main riff comes from. So we have pedal in the low E again, so palm muted. So 1 and then on the downbeat of 2, we're going to bar the 5th fret of the A and D string. So it's like 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. And then on the next measure, 1 and 2 and. So on the and of 2, we hit this again, but it's a quarter note, so it rings out for longer. So it's like. Then we do A and D string open on the and of 3, and downbeat of 4 is the 1st fret, and the and of 4 is the 2nd fret. So that's like half of the riff. And then starting on measure 5, it just starts over again. So this time a little different. We have 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and then on measure 6, we have like kind of that, what measure 2 is like. So we go to the 3rd fret of the low E. So that's 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and then it would just repeat. So it's like. And then it would just start over again. so there you have it. 3 more pretty cool riffs by request. So if you have ideas, leave them down in the comments. If you like this lesson, be sure to give me a thumbs up and leave a comment down below if you have questions about this or other guitar-related topics. If you've not already done so, please subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell so you don't miss any of the content that we upload throughout the week. Also, I'm going to leave a link down there to this chord chart that you can download for free. Print it out, hang it on your wall or whatever, and then at a glance, any chord that you can need for whatever type of music you're doing, you have right there. Well, that is all I have for you today. Thanks for watching, and have a great day.